Hello fellow mystics, thank you so much for stopping by to my channel, Diaries of a Lunar Soul. I hope your week went well. Mine was okay-ish. I sort of felt like doing a shadow reading, and it's because most of this week I've been sort of avoiding talking to my shadow self. I usually talk to my shadow self often, in fact too often. I have so much Scorpio energy, so sometimes I can tend to go to the dark side too much. Anyway, but this week I've sort of been avoiding talking to my shadow self, and I don't know why, but yeah, so I've been avoiding it, and I'm sensing that that is also part of the energy of the collective, because that's usually not my habit. If that makes sense. So I think I was also picking up the energy of the collective. As much as I was avoiding talking to my shadow self, I have a feeling I was also picking up the energy of the collective. And the last two readings I did, the messages from your divine feminine and divine masculine energy, a prominent message that came through from your guides was that you're working through, there's some shadow aspects within you that are coming up for healing, I guess because of the last full moon that we had, the last what was it called, blue moon in Aquarius. Anyway, so the message that came through from your guides was that there's some shadow aspects that are coming to the surface for healing. And so I decided, let me do a shadow reading for the divine feminine and the divine masculine energies. Remember, we all have divine feminine and divine masculine energies within us, but this particular reading is for the divine feminine energy, your yin energy. And you can choose to look at this from two perspectives. One, you can choose to look at it in regard to the inner feminine energy within you, the yin energy, or you can look at it from the perspective of another person. So if you think someone else is a divine feminine energy and you want to know more about their shadow self, then you can look at this reading like that. So two ways. So you can look at this, you can watch this video twice. The first time, look at it from the perspective of you're looking at it looking at it anyway. Yeah, you're seeing it from your yin energy, okay? And then the second time you watch this video, look at it from the perspective of you're looking at it from another person. And oh my gosh, I have no idea what spread I'm going to use. I'm just going to go with the flow of what my spirit guides want me to talk about, or how they want me to lay out the cards. And yeah, so by the way, this is a shadow reading, meaning I have to put in a trigger warning. Sometimes, because our shadow self is that side of ourselves that we don't like people to know about, or we don't like to talk to that much, because maybe there's some aspects that we are sort of ashamed about or embarrassed. No judgment here. But yeah, because that's an aspect that we keep hidden, sometimes when it comes to the surface, it can trigger you. Yeah, so just have that in mind, that the messages that come through here might be a trigger. And if at any point in the reading you feel like no, this reading is too much for me, then by all means click away, okay? Don't force yourself to listen to the reading, because sometimes the trigger is, if we stumble upon a trigger message at the wrong time, it can completely put you off track your spiritual path, okay? So bottom line, just take the messages that resonate and leave the ones that don't. And then at some point, if you feel like the reading is too much, and by the way, I don't know what's coming through the reading, but I just felt like I needed to talk about that trigger warning, because this is a shadow reading. Usually I do my shadow readings in the extendeds, but this time I sort of want to do more of public readings. Anyway, so yeah, so just keep that in mind. Okay, other than that, let's begin the reading. Let's see what Spirit has in store for us. And immediately a card falls on the ground. And it's the Four of Pentacles. This is the card that dropped on the ground. So maybe we should put it somewhere here and see how it links up to the reading. Normally those cards that jump up or just fall from the deck out of the blues are sort of important messages that your higher self wants to tell you. Okay, right, so let me stop talking and then let's start shuffling cards. So what decks am I going to use? I'm going to use a lot of decks. Okay, so let's begin with, let me get your vibe. Let's get the vibe of the divine energy, the feminine energy I'm picking up. Let's see what their shadow aspect, personality, how it comes through. The shadow personality comes through. Remember, the shadow self is nothing to be ashamed of, okay? And I have done a podcast where I help people with their shadow work. So if you want, you can check that link. It's in the description box. You'll learn so much more about your shadow self and how to integrate it and not keep it hidden and not let it control you. Okay, so Spirit, give me one personality trait of the divine feminine's energy that I'm picking up. Advocate. Interesting. Okay, so let me just shuffle all the cards and then I'll describe everything else. Which other card do I want to use? Let me use this deck. Okay, this immediately jumped up. And you know what, guys, when I was meditating, like I said, I always meditate before the reading. This card came through twice when I was doing a meditation about this reading. So clearly, Spirit wants to make this message really known, really known. Purpose. Okay, then let's see the other deck that I'm going to use for the shadow. Remember, this is the personality of the divine feminine energy that I'm picking up. And this is just so that I can get your vibe. So if whatever I talk about here seems familiar, then it means this reading is for you. But also, if it doesn't seem familiar, then it just means that it's your shadow self and it's not yet conscious in your mind. So don't dismiss this reading immediately, okay? Sometimes it takes a while for the mind to comprehend what your heart already knows. Okay, so this discovery card came up. So your root chakra. Right, so do I feel like talking about these cards? Yes, let me first finish with this personality and then we'll move on to the main reading. Right, so these are the character traits of the divine feminine energy that I'm picking up. Advocate, and the shadow attribute reads, embracing negative causes or committing to causes for personal gain. And then purpose, I know what I am here to do. And then discovery. So let me just tune into that energy and then I'll explain what I'm getting. By the way, it's raining outside, so if I can hear some sounds, that's just the rain blessing my reading. And cars passing. Okay, so I got the message that's coming through. So the personality of the divine feminine energy, the shadow side of the divine feminine energy that I'm picking up with this advocate is the purpose of the divine feminine energy that I'm picking up is her light attribute or her mission here on earth, or her soul's purpose here on earth is to help people discover themselves, yeah, through love, okay? So through relationships or whatever it is, but her mission, what her soul decided to incarnate here on earth was to help people transform their lives and discover themselves, okay? Remember at the beginning of this reading I said I'm someone who usually really goes deep into my shadow work, like, and I talk to my shadow self and stuff. So this discovery sort of checks with that message that I said. So oh my god, this reading, I'm feeling a little bit confused. Are you guys confused? Anyway, okay, So her mission work is to help people discover themselves, learn about themselves, because it's not that easy. Sometimes people think it's easy to be self-aware, but it's not that easy, okay? And sometimes you need help from someone else to help you tap into that part of yourself that is still unconscious. So I'm sensing some of you might be light workers of some sort. And by the way, guys, light workers does not necessarily mean you have to do tarot or you have to read oracle cards. No, you can be a light worker and be a ballet dancer. The way you light up the world is through your ballet dancing, okay? So don't take it to mean that light working is only about oracles and cards. Light work is you doing something that lights up the world, that raises the vibration of the world, okay? So some of you are light workers. You decided to, whatever mission you embark on will enlighten others, not just yourself, but also others. And this is what you like doing. However, and you do it without even being like, you don't even ask for anything in return. It's something, it's like a hobby for you and you love doing it. If you were told, what one thing would you do and you know you won't be paid, what would it be? And for the feminine energy that I'm picking up, what the answer would be is I like helping people raise their vibration. I like making people become more self-aware. I like showing people the unconscious part of themselves, because by knowing your unconscious part, then you become whole, you become one. And I can't help but see the moon here, so it's about shadow work. So interestingly, maybe this reading is also about me. Of course, it's all my readings are about the collective energy that I'm picking up, as well as me. We're all learning, okay? That's why it's Diaries of a Lunar Soul. That's the name of my channel. I'm learning as well as teaching. Anyway, so with the moon here, it means that's her purpose, showing people the light, showing people the unconscious side of themselves that sometimes when they leave it too hidden in the background, it causes havoc, okay? So that's her purpose. But what happens is when her shadow self comes through, embracing negative causes or committing to causes for personal gain, with this advocate, she becomes too materialistic. I'm saying she because this is a divine feminine energy reading, okay? The she is not gender specific. It's just divine feminine energy is referred to as the she. Okay? So the divine feminine energy that I'm picking up, when her shadow self comes through, she becomes materialistic and does what she does so that she can get personal gain, okay? Remember I started by saying she loves uplifting people. She loves making people self-aware because that's her natural gift, and she loves doing it and it makes her feel good, and she doesn't even need to get paid or get some tangible material benefit from it. She just does it for the sake of doing it. But when her shadow self comes up, she's like, what's in it for me? Okay, that's her shadow side. Sometimes she asks, what's in it for me? Well, I'm doing all this work, but then how come I'm not seeing the material gain? Okay, that's her shadow self. Her shadow self becomes materialistic. Her shadow self wants to see physical, tangible gains of the work that she does, her soul mission, okay? And that's a shadow self because that's her shadow side, because it's something that she doesn't really express to people, that sometimes she wishes she could just get something tangible to show that what she's doing is good. Remember, the shadow side is not something you should be ashamed of, okay? But because it's an aspect where people maybe have told you you're not supposed to be getting money for the work that you're doing, you know, people feel like, okay, fine, then I won't ask. So her shadow aspect is that sometimes she feels scared asking people to contribute, you know, like show, like I want a thanks, something like that. Yeah, that's what I'm hearing her say. Sometimes she wishes that people would tell her, thank you for all that work that you do for us, okay? That's what her shadow aspect is. She becomes materialistic, and there's nothing wrong with being materialistic. The problem with it going overboard, the same way that I said about the shadow self. When that emotion becomes stashed away for too long, it becomes too much, because then now anything you do, you just do for the sake of, will I get something out of it? Will I get paid? Will I get recognition? You know, when you do things so that you can gain success, it takes away the passion and the passion aspect of it. And the moment you remove passion from your purpose, then your creativity sort of goes down. The level of creativity goes down, because I think I've said this in another reading. Passion has to come first, and then success. When you put in passion into your projects, whatever that project is, naturally success will come. And success might take a little bit longer, but when it does come, it's going to be a sustained long-term success. Okay? But sometimes the shadow aspect of the divine feminine energy that I'm picking up is she wants that short-term gain, instant gratification. Okay? And there's nothing bad with wanting that instant gratification, but sometimes she wants it too much that she forgets her main purpose here on earth is to uplift people. Okay? She forgets that and sort of goes into her own cocoon and says, I'm not going to do this if I'm not getting any recognition, if I'm not getting any material gain. Okay? Yet when she incarnated here on earth, she decided she's going to do this work without even asking for anything in return. All right? So that's just the personality of the divine feminine energy that I'm picking up. So now let's see I hope that message wasn't all over the place. I'll have to watch this reading again to see whether it makes sense. So now let's see what energies are challenging the divine feminine energy that I'm picking up. And all these messages are from the feminine's shadow self. Okay? So now let's use, I think I'll use tarot. Okay, so let's see. Oh my god, you know what, guys? Now I see why this jumped up. Remember I said this card fell right when I started doing the reading, the Four of Pentacles. And this Four of Pentacles is a card of materialism. And you're seeing Pentacles, money. And she's stashing away money. So what I just said about the divine feminine energy becoming too materialistic when it comes to her purpose, and forgetting that she decided she would do this without needing anything in return. And the moment she doesn't require anything in return, that's when her success will come, a windfall of success. Okay, so her shadow self, sometimes she forgets that and she becomes a hoarder. She hoards her personal gift because she feels like, am I giving away too much and getting nothing in return? Because this card is about hoarding. You're seeing he's sitting on his treasure. He doesn't want to share, because it's like, I'm not sure whether I'm gonna get more, so I might as well stash this pentacles away for a rainy day or something like that. Okay, so clearly that's how that card wanted to come through. Interesting. Tarot is so interesting. One day I'll do maybe a short course on how to read tarot for beginners. So if that's something you're interested in, yeah, it's gonna come through one day. Justice just dropped and I hadn't even asked a question. The question I wanted to ask was, what energies are challenging the divine feminine energy? So we have the Justice card in reverse. And then what other energy is challenging the feminine? Message from her shadow self. What energy is challenging the feminine's shadow aspect? What energies are challenging the feminine? The Hanged Man in reverse. Okay, feeling stuck, feeling like things are unfair. And then what message, a message in regard to this, what message does your shadow self have for the feminine energy? The Empress in reverse. The distorted feminine energy is coming through here. Like I said, being too materialistic, because that's the distorted feminine energy. Not going with the flow. Sort of want to pick this one. Six of Pentacles in reverse. Oh my goodness, that all the tarot cards are in reverse, meaning there's a lot of stuck energy. And this is Six of Pentacles in reverse, meaning the give and receive energy is out of balance. Okay, so yeah, let me shuffle all the cards. So let's get a guidance message from your spirit guides, and then I'll describe what I'm getting through this reading. For some reason, if you're sensing that my energy is a bit low in this reading, well, it is low. I don't know why. So maybe some of you are feeling a little bit down, and it's okay. It's okay. Honor your feelings, okay? So this is a message from your spirit guides with regards to whatever comes through. Transformation. Things are changing at a cellular level. Deep healing. Okay. And then let's get the final. Oh yeah, so this next message is a message from your divine masculine energy, to see just what your young or divine masculine wants to tell you with regards to the messages that come through from your shadow self. Masculine, surrender stress. This card came through when I was doing the meditation. So I'm thinking, should I just stop doing the meditation and make that meditation the main reading? Because the same cards always come up when I'm doing my meditation. So surrender stress. This is a message from your divine masculine energy. And you can take it as the divine masculine energy within you, or your divine masculine energy in form of another person. Okay? Right. So do I want to get another? No, not now. We'll see. I'm going with the flow of the universe and my guides and what they give. Okay, so let's see. Let's channel. And then I'll tell you what I'm getting once I've channeled the messages. Justice card and the Hanged Man. Okay, so with this Justice card and the Hanged Man in reverse, both of them, for one, what is challenging you now that your shadow self wants to make known is impatience. With this Hanged Man here, there's some things that are not going your way with this Justice card. Whatever it is, there's something that's just not going your way, and you've done everything you can. You've done your work, like you've done what you need to do, justice, yeah? But then for some reason, things are just not going your way. You're stuck, like things are not moving as fast as they should. And it's making you feel a little bit impatient, and you're feeling like, oh my God, why is life so freaking unfair with this Justice card? Because it didn't come like this, it came in reverse. So you feel like because things are not going the way they're supposed to go, yet you've done your work, you feel like life is unfair, like you're not getting the fair share of your hard work, okay? And this is making you feel impatient, okay? Impatient and stuck. Those are the energies challenging you right now. Impatience and a feeling of injustice. You feel like, I never get what I deserve. I always get the shorter end of the stick. Those are the energies challenging you with this card. And I'll keep it short because that was the question. What are the energies challenging you? So yeah, the energies challenging right now is impatience and feeling like you're getting the shorter end of the deal, like you're not getting what you deserve, yet you've done your work. You feel like you've done your work, but you just can't seem to see the fruits of your labor, okay? Those are the energies challenging you, and it's because you can't see the fruits of your labor, you're getting impatient. Chances are probably it's making you make rushed decisions, or become irrational. Yes, with this Judgment, with this Justice card, some of you, your shadow self is saying, because you're feeling like life is not being fair to you, you're becoming impatient about wanting to see the fruits of your labor, and that impatience is causing you to become a little bit irrational. Like you have some irrational fears that are unfounded. So, and the message coming through here is, during this week, some of you started becoming scared about something. You started fearing that something would go wrong, but your shadow self is saying that fear was irrational, okay? And it was irrational because you were just being impatient. Everything is okay. From the way I'm seeing this here, everything is okay. That's what your shadow self is saying. Everything is okay, but you were feeling like everything is not okay, or everything is not going to be okay, because the energy challenging you was that impatience and wanting instant gratification, like what I said here with the personality. Your inability to wait, to be patient, to just trust that the fruits of your labor will show up eventually, okay? You're having a hard time trusting that. Those are the energies challenging you. And then the energy, so the message from your shadow self with this Empress card is, go with the flow. Stop resisting events. Accept everything, because the feminine energy goes with the flow, okay? She knows that this baby that's in her stomach will come out when it's the right time. You can't force the baby to come out, okay? Okay, unless you go for a C-section, but you get what I mean, yeah? Like the birth of your creation, that project that you've been working on, will come to fruition. You'll see the fruits of your labor when it's the right time, okay? Right now is not the right time, but just because it's not the right time, just because you're not seeing the fruits of your labor, it doesn't mean that things are not happening in the background. There's a lot happening in the background. Can you see these palm trees? Can you see the sunlight behind her? There's light behind her, okay? There's light, meaning there's so much happening in the background. Just because you're not seeing results now, or just because things seem to be chaotic and out of balance, like things are not going your way, even though you've done so much work on yourself or on the project that you're working on, it doesn't mean that you failed, okay? Or it doesn't mean that the universe has forgotten you. It just means you have to be a little more patient, because there's something called divine timing, okay? The birth of your results has a time, has a clock to it, okay? So this mermaid cannot give birth until when the time is ready. So your shadow self is saying, just be a little more patient. And then with this Six of Pentacles card in reverse, the message is, there's a lot happening in the background that you cannot see. Are you seeing there's so much going on in this card, right? And the story of this Six of Pentacles is, these mermaids are working together to make the environment more what is it? Okay, they're breathing air into the environment, okay? They're helping make the environment more suitable to live in, okay? By these air bubbles, they're breathing air into those bubbles and stuff, and they're working together. So they know that the environment gives them the food and a place to live, but they know that also to make sure that the environment they're in is a good environment, is a healthy environment, they also need to give back. So they're working with the law of receive and give. And you're seeing they're working with the fairies, the mermaids, they're all working together to make the land fruitful, to make the land a healthy place to live in, okay? They're helping raise the vibration of the environment that they live in, because they know if that environment is not in its optimum condition, then they also won't be in the optimum condition. And the message coming through here is, with that Six of Pentacles, is just when things don't seem to go your way, try not to retreat into your cave. Like sometimes what your shadow self is saying, sometimes when things don't seem to go your way, like I said here, you take back your power, sort of like you say, okay, fine, so if I'm not seeing the fruits of my labor, then what's the point of me doing this work, okay? Like, you now hide your gifts again from the world, your gift of helping people discover themselves. Okay, so I'll give an example, for just an example, okay, to make that message understood. So for example, if you're a motivational speaker and you normally speak about how people should be more self-aware. Oh my god, I'm so blank. Anyway, if you're a motivational speaker, right, but then you have this conference and you've done so much work to make that conference work, and now you want people to come to your conference so that they can hear you talk, right? But then somewhere down the road, just before the conference, you realize only 2 people bought the tickets for your conference. And you're like, only 2 people bought the ticket for my conference, and the way I've worked so hard on this thing, oh my god. Then if it's just 2 people, then I'm not doing this. Just cancel the whole thing. I'm not going to do it then, because it means people don't value my work. My work is useless, so there's no point of me doing it. That's what your shadow self is saying you normally do. When you realize that things are not going your way, you normally retreat and hide your powers, like you have low self-esteem, okay? But your shadow self is saying, even if you're helping just 2 people, that is in the cosmos, in the universe, helping just 1 person creates such a beautiful energy in the cosmos that you cannot see, okay? And I'm guessing that's why this transformation card for the guides were here. Like, just helping 1 person or 2 people, those 2 people who bought your ticket to come to your conference, helping those 2 people is way more powerful than helping no one at all, okay? So your shadow self is saying, don't belittle your creativity, okay? Don't measure your success by the number of people who show interest in your work, okay? If 1 person shows interest in your work, be happy, celebrate, pop champagne, okay? Because helping just 1 person is enough. That's what your shadow self is saying. And by you helping just that 1 person, doing just that one act of kindness is gonna go so far. And right now you're not seeing just how much your talent, your gift, that project that you're working on is making such a huge difference in the world. You can't see it, okay? But you can't see it because it's not yet time for you to see the physical gains of that project, okay? It's not yet time, but there's so much happening in the background, okay? So your shadow self is saying, don't give up on yourself. Don't give up on your talent. In fact, your shadow self is saying, that moment when you're feeling like not doing that thing, that's the moment you should do it. And probably that's why when I started doing this reading, remember I said I'm feeling like I have low energy. So now it makes sense. That's why I was feeling like I have low energy. Some of you are sort of feeling hopeless, like despair. You're feeling like what you're doing, the work that you're doing, is not making an impact in the world the way you wanted it to. You're feeling low self-esteem, and that's why I was feeling like, oh my god, so I feel like low energy, like I'm not feeling hyped to do this reading like the way I normally do. It's because of that. Some of you are feeling like, why bother? But your shadow self is saying, don't quit on yourself. I'm being so passionate now because your shadow self is coming through so strongly. Don't quit on yourself. Work on transforming that 1 person. Help that 1 person transform themselves. Help that 1 person discover their unconscious side so that they can awaken, so that they can realize their soul purpose, okay? Just that helping that 1 person, you're going to create an ethereal energy in the cosmos that's going to bring back the fruits of your labor 10 times fold. There's this saying, when you take 1 step towards the gods take 10 steps towards you, okay? So don't give up, divine feminine. Don't give up. That's what your shadow self is saying. Things might not go the way you want them to go, but your shadow self is saying, it's all part of the divine plan, okay? It's all part of the divine plan. There's a reason you're not seeing the fruits of your labor now. And for some reason, your spirit team doesn't want to make that known, because they want you to go with the flow, okay? They want you to become the empress. The empress goes with the flow, okay? You're learning a lesson about trusting without seeing, okay? There's another saying that people normally think it's seeing is believing, but it's the other way around. Believing is seeing. So the lesson you're learning now is trust that what you want is coming, and it will come, okay? Just because you're not seeing the fruits physically doesn't mean they're not there. It's just that it's not the right time. You need to be a little more patient, and yeah, you need to be a little more patient and persevering, okay? Your fruits, your hard work will pay off, okay? Right. I became a little more passionate there. And then, so the message from your guides, this is a message from your guides, what your guides want you to know about the messages that come through from your shadow self. Transformation, things are changing at a cellular level, deep healing, okay? So they're just reiterating what I said. There's so much happening in the background at the cellular level, okay? There's deep healing occurring within you, and also there's a lot of deep healing you're doing for people in the background, okay? And for some reason they're giving me this scenario. Sometimes the project, in fact that's saying the project that you're doing right now, you might not know it, but it's rearranging the energy of the collective. It's rearranging the energy of the people that you are tuned to your frequency, and it's helping them without even them knowing, okay? So you're helping people, and those people that you're helping, they don't even know you're helping them, because what you're doing is going to the universe, changing the energy of the universe, and then the universe is determining, okay, who needs this energy, and they're sending that energy to that person. So in a way, they're saying you're blindly helping people. You are, okay? So just because you're not seeing it happening in reality, just know that's not the case. It's happening at a deeper level, at the 5D level, okay? It's not happening in this 3D earth level. It's your work is transforming beings even in the 5D realm, okay? That's what I'm getting, by the way. The work that you're doing, that project that you're embarking on, it's changing things at the 5D level. And once that 5D level is in sync with the 3D frequency, then you'll start seeing the fruits of your labor, okay? But right now they're actually saying the work that you're doing is at a higher level. It's on the 5D level, okay? And it's so powerful that the universe is trying to see how it can transform it such that it manifests itself in the 3D, okay? So this is your guides pumping you up, okay? They're making you blush. They're telling you you're doing such important work that beings in other levels, in the 5D level, are benefiting from your work, okay? So just because the humans on earth are not telling you thank you, or are not showing you the appreciation that you need, well, your guides are saying we are thankful for you. You're helping us raise our own vibration, okay? So continue doing your work, because you're helping the angels, you're helping the fairies, you're helping the beings in the hidden realms, okay? Your work matters. That's what they're saying, and it's transforming all beings at an energetic level, okay? Right. And then your masculine is saying, divine masculine energy, the yang energy within you, or the masculine in form of another person, is saying surrender stress. Take a few deep breaths and exhale the tension you've built up in your body. Let the stress go as you come back to your center. So your masculine is saying, stop taking life so seriously, feminine. Remember when I said some of you are being irrational? The moment I read this, I heard your masculine say, stop being melodramatic, darling. You're being melodramatic. You're making a mountain out of a hill. Okay? Stop stressing out. Your impatience is making you make problems way bigger than what they are. The problems that you're facing right now are tiny problems. But because you're impatient, you're blowing things out of proportion, and they're telling you, stop stressing out, kiddo. Okay? Stop stressing out. Stop taking things so seriously. Stop being melodramatic. That's what your masculine is saying. All right? So, yeah, let me get one, since we've seen that the universe, whatever work that you're doing is changing things at a universal level, at a 5D level. Let's get a message from the universe to you about the work that you're doing and about your energy right now. Universe, what message do you have for the divine feminine energy with regards to the work that she's doing or the project that she's embarking on, or this reading? Oh, what a beautiful message. When I focus on my inner light, I see the world through the lens of love. Okay. Guess what? Discovery. Love. Isn't it here? That's the love. Okay? So, when I focus on my inner light, I see the world through the lens of love. The universe is telling you, do what you do because you love doing it, okay? Because you're passionate about it. Don't do it because you want material gains. When you do what you do because you love doing what you do, naturally the abundance that you seek will come through to you, okay? But from now henceforth, let passion be your guide, okay? And there's also this saying with this card, there's a message that comes through with this purpose card, that your career is not your purpose. Your purpose guides your career, okay? That's the message here. Let your passion guide your career. Your career is not your purpose. So do what you do because you love doing it, not because you're going to get paid this amount of dollars or you're going to get this recognition, okay? And whatever it is that you're doing, feminine, your shadow self is saying, it's creating such a beautiful energy into the cosmos, and it's helping so many people that you're not able to see right now, but soon you will be able to see the fruits of your labor, okay? You just need to be patient and keep doing what you do because you love doing it. Don't be too materialistic, okay? Success will come when you follow your passion. Right, so I hope this message here was useful and it made sense. If some things did not make sense now, remember this is a message from your shadow self, meaning you're not yet fully aware of it. So come back to this reading at a later date, and I'm sure you'll get more messages from it and some things will start to click, okay? Other than that, thank you so much for taking the time to watch this reading, and see you in my next reading. Bye.